Imagine a state that produced a former Nigerian president, one of Africa's richest pastors, and a global billionaire who owns airports across the world. Yet, that same state still struggles with broken roads, decaying industries, and an identity crisis. Ogun State, the gateway to Nigeria's future, blessed with greatness, but haunted by an unrealized potential. Today we ask a hard question. How did three of Ogun's most powerful sons, Olusegun Obasanjo, David Oyedepo, and Bayo Ogunlesi, rise to global heights while their homeland fell behind? And could Ogun finally be waking up? Ogun State isn't just another dot on Nigeria's map. It's the sort of industrial capital of the country, home to Lafarge, Nestle, and countless other factories powering the West African economy. It shares a border with Lagos, Africa's most populous and vibrant megacity. And if location were destiny, Ogun should actually be unstoppable. But step outside Lagos into Ota or Abeokuta, and the contrast really hits you. The roads crumble, young people are living en masse, factories are relocating. And it's a paradox. A state flowing with so much abundance, faith, and a teeming population fights with such an identity crisis. Now let's start with the first man. A man who negotiated debt forgiveness, built global alliances, and left fingerprints on almost every major Nigerian policy in the 2000s. Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. His home is in Abeokuta. That's where his ancestry is. And if you wonder, did power ever trickle down? Yes, Obasanjo built the Bells University, his largest farm, and employed thousands. And he also preached self-reliance. But in the context of Ogun's wider development, that didn't really transpose. No infrastructural legacy or anything we can point to. Maybe he was more for national, not local empowerment. Or maybe the cost of serving Nigeria meant that your home had to suffer. But maybe Ogun was not supposed to depend on one man. And that's why we now come into Bishop Oyedepo. He built Ota, the Canaan land, a city inside a city. Within its walls, you have the Covenant University, a massive power grid. You also have Landmark University, and then the current ARC project, a 100K tabernacle. Currently, the Faith Tabernacle is the largest auditorium in the world, and it's proof that vision can turn emptiness into an empire. But beyond the gates of Canaan land, the reality of Ota really hits you differently. The roads leading up to it, the markets, the schools, all of the things that are begging for attention around. Oyedepo proved that Ogun can actually house excellence. But can those excellence go beyond the walls? That's also a question that every local government officials and people that are from Ogun State are asking. Is the same excellence in Canaan land reflected in the whole of Ota? Now, the third man needs no introduction, Bayo Ogunlesi, the quiet billionaire from Shagamu. He has mastered global finance. He's the chairman of Global Infrastructure Partners, GIP, the company that owns massive shares in London Gatwick Airport, Edinburgh Airport, Sydney Airport, and a list of others. He manages billions of dollars in assets. And if there's one man who understands how to build, fund, and sustain infrastructure, it's Bayo Ogunlesi. Yet for decades, Ogun, his own state, had no functional airport, no deep sea ports, and no visible footprint of his brilliance. It's one of Nigeria's most painful contradictions, when our brightest minds build the world, but not their own world. But I think something is changing, and it's shifting slowly. Ogun is gradually waking up. The newly launched airport is testament to the fact that I think the government is learning, and this new guy there is open for business. That's basically what he's saying. Ogun State Deep Sea Port was also announced a couple months ago, and Dangote has put in a bid to be directly involved in that. And that's a herald that Ogun State is ready for trade. From Shagamu, Agbara, and Ijebu, these areas are being revived, and investors, both local and foreign, are paying attention again. But it's not without its lessons. Years ago, Dangote actually planned to build $1 billion refinery, the Lekki refinery, and negotiations with the former governor, Amosun, collapsed over disagreements and ego. So Dangote packed up and he crossed the border to Lekki. And history was made elsewhere. And that single fallout cost Ogun State billions of naira and hundreds of thousands of jobs. But I think lessons were learned from it. The vision is finally catching up and Dangote is now back. But if you look at these three men that have built faith, financial, and political empires, all coming from one state, but it's not really reflected in the greatness of the state, or the impact is not felt. Greatness doesn't just build monuments, it builds people. And would we say that we are successful if we haven't built these people? But maybe Ogun's time has finally come. But hey, this is not a story of blame. It's a story of possibility. Because the truth is, no single man can save a state. Only a generation united by vision can. Ogun State doesn't need another hero. It needs builders, dreamers, collaborators. And as we see investment pouring in from the airports to the dry sea ports to the deep sea ports to the garment factory to all of the factories that are being situated in Ogun State, all of the road projects that are opening up in Ogun State, I think it's time for people to take a cue and realize that this is a place that you can position, and we have options for you if you're interested in doing so. Contact us and let's get started on your journey. Thanks so much for watching. This is the Ownahome TV show. Here at Ownahome, we believe owning a home, owning a property should not make you lose sleep. So we are committed to giving you the very best property recommendations and insider real estate gist. Kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe. I'll see you at the very next video. Bye-bye.
No, 21. Yes. This is an airport in less than 3 years. Yes, we're waiting. I hope you are recording this. There has never been an airport in the world built as fast as this. This government has done. This is impressive. Thank you. This is really impressive. Thank you. So what the location here? As you can see, you have the Lagos and Abuja right there, yeah. And we came on the Shagamu expressway. So it actually is really bang in the middle to super highways. And this place pretty much represents like the center. Yeah. So this can actually provide economic development for the entire state. So nobody can complain. Nobody can complain. Nobody can complain.